What's up, everybody? I'm back, and I'm going to continue reading more of the Age of Apocalypse. Today's story is going to take us to Gambit and the Externals. So, Gambit and the Externals have been commissioned by Magneto to steal the Emkron crystal from the Shi'ar Empire. They've kind of started to reveal how some of Magneto's plans behind this, but not everybody really knows, and I think more of it's going to go. I don't want to wreck the story too much. So let's get down with it and get into it. Gambit and the Externals, after Xavier, the Age of Apocalypse. A moment ago, they'd been on Earth. Where the heck are we? There's Jubilee on Strong Guy's back. Where no external has gone before. And who the heck are they? Don't know times two, Squirt. Gambit? I don't know either, Sunspot. Lila Cheney's the one that got us here, and it don't look like she's in no condition to tell us. Shh. Interlopers, in the name of the Imperial Guard, sworn protectors of the Shi'ar Imperium, I order you to surrender yourselves. Jubilee, Guido, Sunspot, Gambit. They are the Externals, a band of mutant bandits. On Earth, they rob from the rich, the ruling mutant class, and give to the poor, the downtrodden human race. They were asked by Magneto, the leader of the freedom-fighting X-Men, to steal something called the Emkron crystal. They learned, much to their surprise, that this coveted jewel happens to be located in the heart of another galaxy. Stan Lee presents a tale of universal ramifications. To get here, the Externals hit the interstellar highway. Courtesy of the long-dormant latent mutant powers contained within Gambit's partner, the young woman known as Layla. Hey, sorry, Jubes, but she was fallen, and I'm hopelessly, pathetically in love with her, so God forbid I should let her get so much as a scratch on her pretty pink butt. Keep your voice down, Jubilation. Layla, honey, are you okay? Lebo, she doesn't look good. I know, Godo. If you haven't noticed, nothing's looking too good here, eh? Not at the least of which, Gambit, is this moronic cop Richter who's got the hots to arrest us and impress his bosses. Followed us through Lila's teleportation gateway. How do you propose to get us out of this one? Oh, wise, way out of his depths, fearless leader. Same way I always do, Monsieur de Costa. Run! Oh, geez. Now, real quick, I've got to go back. Something to understand about Richter, how he's all drawn, all beefcake here and arms in the air. Sunspot says, because Richter's a cop for the Apocalypse's crew, he's one of the, I don't know if he's a prelate, but he's kind of something along those lines. He's trying to get him. There were always clues in the original X-Force that Richter was gay, and that would be confirmed like almost 15 years after this, not 15 years, like 12, close to 15 years, 12, 13 years in the Peter David X Factor run. But Sunspot and them would always joke in particular that Shatterstar and Richter were a thing, and in X Factor they would become a thing. So kind of all this innuendo here and all that, it's just funny to see that. I gotta point out the pieces were always there. Now Gambit told them all, run! They're all, oh geez, looks pretty anime-ish there. He's just like, they got Lila and they got Jubilee's like, shit. Gladiator, I do not understand. Are they actually trying to flee from us? I do not need to be a telepath such as you, Oracle, to read the minds of these cowardly, soft creatures. They insult us by not surrendering and begging for their lives. Imperial Guard, after them. I give up. Hey, these guys are trying to kill us. What do we do to them besides showing up on their planet uninvited looking to steal something that belongs to them? That is, Outworlder, I am Starbolt, a warrior of honor. I bid you cease this hopeless attempt to escape. Incredible. All of you speak English. No, more like you have some kind of translating device, right? I'm actually having a conversation with an alien. My thanks for the offer, but you forgot to take one little thing into account, namely who it is you're dealing with. My name is Robert DaCosta. Some people call me Sunspot, and I have this talent to absorb solar radiation. So guess what happens when someone named Starbolt tries to fight me? So yeah, Starbolt shot the shit out of Sunspot, but Sunspot directly absorbs that energy. DaCosta, out of 20 down, but what... DaCosta, 1 out of 20 down, but what are you going to do? When one of those guys tells you his name is kick your butt. Petite's got a point, Bobby. We can't afford to mix it up with these people. We may not have much say in the matter, Remy. Oh, Crush. This charade has gone on long enough. Or this charade, I thought it was Gambit saying it, but Gladiator goes, this charade has gone on long enough. Take Lila LeBeau and stay down low and stay behind me. He absorbs physical energy. It's like Sebastian Shaw. Tis done. Tis not, Mohawk. We're all mutants, you see, each of us with a different ability. Mine is to redirect kinetic energy into my own body. Oh, what's the use? He won't be able to hear anyway until he comes back to the planet. He socked him all the way off the planet. Which, so you guys know, that's an homage to what Gladiator did to Juggernaut in the Fox cartoon. There are so many Fox cartoon Easter eggs in this that I've realized now that I understand that this came after. I mean, I was young in them, but I didn't realize that there were elements and that this very arc was inspired from an episode of the Fox cartoon. Kudo just bought us some time, my friends. Let's put it to good use, eh? Into the forest, a kilometer ahead. They'll have more trouble tracking us down there and there. They remain uncharacteristically quiet as they reach the fringe of the incredible forest, too awestruck to comment on their surroundings, too afraid to consider their predicament. The externals just allow their battle-honored survival instincts to take control of their battle-honed survival instincts to take control of their movements. Gambit uses the time to work the situation through his mind. Even Remy LeBeau, renowned confidence, is taking a nosedive into a pool of doubt right now. But for the sake of the team he leads, he puts up a brave front. We're screwed. What was that? I said this was a good move. This will make for a good chance to catch our breath. Yeah, well, I just can't wait to see the size of the ticks in this place. What? We're on another planet, and still she complains. Lila, honey, you feeling any better? Where are we, Remy? How did we end up here? Remy, Lila, Jubilee, Sunspot, do something for these things. Remy, these trees are alive. And worse, they are angry. 6 minutes later, no sign of them. They're all gone. Cecil, Gladiator will not be pleased, Benny. Indeed, we best report in and tell him the Outwilders have escaped. Just so you know, dude, there's guys so you coming up, so you're not like, there's a guy named Kodo. His name though is spelled exactly like Chode. So if we get to Kodo and you're like, who's Chode? That's Kodo. But in Hero Clerks, we were all calling him Chode too. How could we have allowed a group of rebel Flotsam to make fools of us? Oracle, contact the Grand Advizier Araki. Inform him that the Emperor's telepathic spies were right to consider this planet a harbinger of doom. And tell him we may need their powers to help us locate these troublesome flea specks before they disrupt our plans for this world. My Praetor, there may yet be a way for us to avoid contacting the Council and saving ourselves the painful repercussions which await us for our current failures here. The intruders left one of their own among us. His name is Richter. He can follow. And he has assured me that no matter where these beings called the Externals may go, he stirs in darkness a feeling, constrictive tug across his entire body. He charges one of his throwing blades. Caught, he thinks, trapped. I would not do that if I were you, stranger. Oh yeah, wherever the Externals may go, he can follow. That's what it says. The indigenous life forms to Cherishara do not take kindly at having their bodies cut apart. Bodies? These plants are alive? Of course they are, child. Aren't all plants? What makes the vegetation on this planet different is that it is also sentient. And right now it cries for help. Remy, this entire planet wanted us to come here. I knew it. I felt something when I opened up the portal which brought us here, as if someone had, I don't know, called out to me. This is Deathbird. Deathbird's dope. She needs to appear in the MCU. She'd be a cool character if we don't get Corsair and the Starjammers, which I think we'll get Corsair and the Starjammers in Guardians of the Galaxy. They fit the Marvel MCU thing. But even if we don't, if we get Deathbird, that'd be very dope. I think we're going to get Gladiator. James is going to want to use Gladiator from the first movie, and they didn't have the rights because he's set with the X-Men. Meanwhile, at the planet's main agricultural processing facility, explain to me, alien, how is it that you are capable of finding these Outworlders when my own Imperial Guard cannot? They'd be able to as well, Praetor Gladiator, if they had a tracking device planted on one of the externals. I am scanning Richter's mind, my Praetors. He speaks the truth. With that device, we will find the Outworlders and discover in their presence here is due indeed, and discover if their presence here is due indeed to the cataclysmic dangers, which Emperor Deken's telepathic spies foresaw. Probe more deeply, Oracle. Find out why these particular Outworlders are so important. So what you guys want to know, how they keep talking about this cataclysm, they talk about Deken. The externals are literally caught in the middle of the first Phoenix saga. Deken is Elandra's evil brother. He's got spies. There's all these pleas for the thrones. Essentially how the timelines sync up and are different. They are caught in the first Phoenix saga. Richter's mind does not revel such secrets. Indeed, he considers these externals nothing more than a band of outlaw thieves who are a means to his own quest for power and... Gladiator, something's happening! Blink. Oracle, what was that? It felt for the briefest of moments as if everything simple ceased to exist. Deken's spies were right. This world is fated to be the next to suffer from the Nexus expansion. Had but the Emperor never discovered the damned crystal. Speak not such heresy, Oracle. The Emperor has many years. Let us find these Outworlders and leave this doomed planet. Wait a minute, what's in it for me? And I apologize. This is not the Phoenix Saga. This is if Deken won the Phoenix Saga. And they did not, Jean Grey and the X-Men did not help the Shi'ar Empire defeat them. That's why he's answering to the Emperor versus the Empress. Wait a minute, what's in it for me? You may be allowed to live. I have powers too. Can release vibrations. If you don't let go, this tracking device is dust. Perhaps I have reacted harshly. Perhaps. What is it you want? On my world, I am an officer of the peace, just like you. The externals are wanted criminals. After we've caught them, when you finished your business with them, I want to be allowed to bring them home to pay for their crimes against my Emperor. Exactly what the heck just happened? You refer to the Nexus expansion. I can tell from your reaction that you do. I can tell from your reaction that you do. So he goes, you refer to the Nexus. Yeah, okay. It is rather unsettling, is it not, to experience for an eye blink the complete and utter eradication of reality? Jubilee's like, it's a bummer, all right. Jubilation. We'd like to hear more. Oh, Lola looks cute now in this X-Men uniform. I love Lola. Like I said, I want to always probably say that every time they put her on frame and shit. What you said earlier about the fact the planet brought us here. Why? How? The how I could not even begin to comprehend. The roots of the problem were sprung from the seeds planted long ago. My name is Joneth. I was born of both Shi'ar and Mephistoid parents. I served, as once did all of us here on Turisha. In the Jathachi, we were an assassin's cadre devoted to the protection of the Shi'ar throne. When we failed to save the Emperor from murder most foul at the hands of his eldest children, we were banished to this farming planet. For lifelong soldiers to be forced to live the remainder of their days as farmers was thought to be severe punishment. In truth, we quickly learned to live at peace with ourselves here. Here's what's funny, I gotta say, you've always heard this term, it's better to have a warrior in the garden than a gardener at war. There's a lot of things in martial arts and sowing the earth that even I always tell my mom. I'm always like, I want to help you out, and it would help her out. But I'm always like, I go rototill those yards for you. I go just give me the shovel and the hoe. I rototill. There's something about the soil of the earth that's legit. It's legit. And so when I see this, it makes me laugh that he's like, let's start this over. For lifelong soldiers to be forced to live the remainder of their days as farmers was thought to be severe punishment. In truth, we quickly learned to live at peace with ourselves, while the mad Emperor Decan torn the Imperium apart. Soon into his ill-begotten reign, Decan discovered the location of the legendary Emkron crystal. That's what the Phoenix, so right into that, that's when the Phoenix and the X-Men interfered, and they helped, and the Starjammers, and they helped Elandra rebel, and used its powers to wrest complete control of the throne from his older sister. And he used its powers to wrest complete control of the throne from his older sister, Deathbird. Then, in a most heinous way, he slew his younger sister, Lilandra, Admiral of the Grand Fleet, and with her death, seized control of the fleet and the Imperial Guard, whom you've just encountered. He believed he had won. But what Decan realized in time is that one cannot hold the powers of infinity in one's hands as if it were a mere scepter. Since the fabled 9 stars aligned in the cosmos several years ago, the Emkron's energies have been radiating out into our universe in ever increasing waves. So when they say you can't hold the powers of infinity in one hand, so you understand, you guys have all seen the MCU, so you understand the Infinity Stones and how some of them have different shells or different casings. The X-Men's Emkron crystal is the reality casing to the reality stone. It's the casing, it's the reality casing, but it is the casing to the reality stone. That's why it can alter realities and change things. The way the Emkron crystal can, and why the Shi'ar are after it, and for what it can do. They've already hinted in a few books that is what Magneto is out to do with it. Is that when he sets reality right, he intends to create another reality. I got a real nasty feeling this is where we come in. And this man Decan has no control over this incredible power. What little illusion he had of that has been lost to him. And that blink we felt means that this sector of space is the next to be nullified by the expanding crystal's energies. And nullification of reality is something the Fantastic Four really dealt well with, and that's something too antimatter and like real sci-fi shit. Remy, what the boojibis have you gotten us into? We're gonna die out here just because you're so guilty about the problems you and Magneto had in the past that you gotta go and do whatever he tells you, even if it... Child, calm yourself. You'll be spared. The crystal has spoken to Shisharhe. The planet has spoken to us. It is destined that you witness the end of all that is, so that you may prevent it from happening again. We're supposed to steal a rock, that's all? She's right, Gambit. We're in way over our heads. You will do what you must. A warrior's way was never meant to be an easy one. And do not fool yourselves any longer, children. Warriors are what you are. You fight for the worthiest of causes, honor, and freedom. Others who battle under the same banner as yours now come to take you from here. And you are prepared to join, and are you prepared to join them, or hide from your own true destiny? You forgot, traitor, the likeliest of options, that you will all be crushed by the unrelenting might of the Imperial Guard. Jeez, here we go again, and this time Prelate Richter's with them. Yeah, so he was a prelate, that's what I thought. You've always been a blind fool, Gladiator. Can't you see that Decan's mad lust for power will soon destroy the very empire you were sworn to protect? As if the words of a coward and traitor are to be trusted. You are the fool, Jonathan. You surrendered a position of power and wealth for you and all your people, all in the names of outmoded ideals. Your words are wasted on such as these, Starbolt. Best we use the advantage given us by our newfound ability to eliminate these rebel fodder once and for all. Ally? You led them to us, Richter? Should have expected it. You serve one Führer, you serve them all. He blasts some with his powers. Don't touch me, Eugene Joke. Don't you dare touch me. Quite the throwdown, eh, Shorty? As comfortable as I am fighting instead of gallivanting across the galaxy, I think things are getting a little too hot round here. I don't want to ask, but I got to. Can you port us again, Lila? Remy, I don't know. Are you trying to kill her, LeBeau? You can't just turn power like hers on and off like a light switch. Kudo, please stop. I know what the risks are, Carosella. I wouldn't ask anything of Lila that I wouldn't expect out of myself. Oh, really? And when's the last time you put your neck out on the line? Guido, Remy, stop. I feel something just as about more in any of our lives now, Guido. A lot more. Boom. It comes. It's too late. The planet is dying. It screams out to me. Gladiator, you have to get us out of... My guard, no. They're being turned into crystal. I will not die like this. I will not die fighting. I shall meet my end, not as I lived, but as I dreamed. Let me die as a man of peace. Little, maybe Gambit had a point before. If you can just sort of do your thing, I can feel it inside of me, Guido. I don't have that kind of power left anymore. I can't feel inside. I don't have that kind of power left anymore, I don't think. Then it's over. No, it's not fair. Maybe if this energy is based on solar radiation, I can absorb it. And maybe if we click our heels 3 times and say, hey, wait a minute, what's... Gladiator, look, the externals are vanishing. Going on. You've just been rescued, kid. Or to quote an old-time expression, you've just gone from the frying back into the fire. We are the Starjammers. And although I find it hard to believe, I take it you are the creatures responsible for saving the universe. Yeah, sure, right after you save us, that is. Remember Big Blink, Crystals, End of the World? We don't have time for talk. Computers, get us out of here. Warp 9.9, and give me a visual of the crystallization wave on the main screen. As you wish, my lady Calsavi. I told you to call me Deathbird. As you wish, my lady Deathbird. The Stardrummers ripped through the fabric of space like a bullet, and the externals look back in horror on the world they have left. The whole planet is turning into glass, a waste, Joneth, and his Jati were good people, and they had long ago lost their fight, but they never lost their spirit. Forget about them, just as where we have to go. Forget about them, just get us where we have to go. I'm tracking 2 life forms leaving the planet at warp 6 velocity. Should I maintain scan? For some reason, the Emkron wanted you to see the destruction of the planet Terrans. The crystal wanted... Lady, what are you talking about? The Emkron is more than a mere crystal, Earther. It is a nexus of all that is, all that ever was. It has its own way, its own will. You came here on a mere thieving expedition. The Emkron showed you it's so much more. On Earth, where we come from, we always play the game like it was supposed to be fun. I never thought about how much things we did really mattered. But now I do, and if it's expected of us to save the universe, then guess what? That's what we're going to do. Next issue, Inside Emkron. So real quick before I go, I brought up Guardians of the Galaxy, I brought up the Starjammers. This is this version's iteration of the Starjammers. Their leader, typically speaking, is Christopher Summers, the dad of Havoc and Cyclops and Vulcan. He's obviously heavily rooted in X-Men shit. That plane that went down that Scott bumped his head in was really caught between a battle between the Shi'ar and the Kree. Now, funny enough, it is that same conflict, that Kree war, that Captain Marvel took place during, but it was the same with the one in the comics, when that was happening. These characters are ripe. This big old green guy is a fucking chode. But Kodo. But these characters are ripe for James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy. Deathbird, Lalandra's sister, I think she fits nicely. outside of the X-Verses, but as a character to expand in there. I would be a little disappointed maybe if she's not there. And I forget who Homegirl is, but I always forget her name. And they didn't give her a hero click, but she is fucking adorable here. She's always been fucking adorable, a little cat fucking woman. Let me see really quick. Let me remember her name. I have to remember Starjammers. Here we go, Starjammers. I want to say she's Hepzibah. Yeah. Yeah, I've got this cover here. She's Hepzibah. And her powers, if I remember. Hepzibah possesses enhanced agility, speed, reflexes, coordination, balance, hyper keen senses, and superhuman acute night vision, and a sense of smell. Mephistoids also have retractable claws, and she's one of those races of that dude that was helping the murderer, and the ability to emit specific mind mood altering pheromones at will. Hesperus is a brilliant athlete and acrobat, skilled hand-to-hand command, but essentially she's a big old fucking kind of cat person. Or it says a humanoid skunk, actually. She's a skunk. But that's cool. Like I said, I've never got two in Starjammers, but every time I've seen her, I've always found her to be super fucking adorable. So we had to take a moment to go back there. Alright, I love you dudes. I'm going to keep streaming and shit. I'll keep bringing it back. And thank you guys for listening. Check out my stuff, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace, friends.